Alrighty, another week. You know what that means. It's time for another drafting with Numot. What do we got here? This is Legacy Cube, same as last week. And so let's do some legacy things. I've been jamming for the PT, which is going to be this weekend. So don't really have too much to do other than that right now. But it's nice to take a break and do some Legacy Cube. The PT this weekend, the Players Tour, is going to be all on Arena, and it's going to be all Standard, which is not my most favorite, or not my most favored format, but the comfort from your own home is certainly nice. Anyways, let's just jump into this Legacy Cube pack, and, you know, it might seem a little boring, no pun intended here with Ilharg, but I think I'm going to just force Red Rocks Me. Good old Red Rocks Me. Again, like I said, I've been playing or testing for the Players Tour, so it's nice to do something a little bit more aggressive, because right now in Standard, everything is Teamer Reclamation, Bant Ramp, and then everything else below that. Yeah, I'm not going to say Standard's in a good place right now, but enough about that, sorry. Let's just jump back to the cube. Anyways, second pick, not anything I'm super stoked about taking. Second pick for a Red Rocks Me. And there is a Pia and Kieran Nalaar, but one way or another, I think I want to be an aggro deck. So let's just take the history of Benelia here, second pick, and see where we go from there. I don't mind going white. I don't mind going red if we're going to go some nice aggro strategy. And you know what? Porcelain Legionnaire goes perfectly into both of those strategies. The funny thing is, I think if you're going to go mono-colored, I think mono-white is actually the better color to go, be it Vintage or Legacy Cube. While mono-red is still good, I think mono-white has more access to better utilities, and that pushes it over the top. But red has access to burn, of course. But let's just take the Porcelain Legionnaire, card I often call the best 2-drop in red. And yeah, we have some nice choices here to follow up. Depending on what we want to do. Mutavault, Grim Lavamancer, Mystic for the potential equipment. If I want to stay open between the two colors, I just take the Mutavault, which is going to be very good either way. Grim Lavamancer and Stoneforge Mystic, both pretty good as well. There's actually a ton of equipment in Legacy Cube. We already passed the sort of, I think it's called Sinew and Steel, or Steel and Sinew. The red-black one. That one's not very good, but you have like sort of Feast and Famine, sort of Body and Mind. You have Umezawa's Jite, among some other equipment. Batterskull, of course. So Stoneforge is not a bad take early on if I don't want to just take this Mutavault. But I think I like taking the Mystic early and seeing if we can abuse it later by getting, you know, one or two other equipment. Let's just take Tithe Taker here, very easy. Maybe wheel that Horizon Canopy that was in the pack. Ooh, and now I'm just going to take Armageddon. This is a great start for an Armageddon. Sometimes you just go 2-drop, 3-drop Armageddon and the game's over. Passing a Containment Priest, which would be a good sideboard card versus like Reanimator. Fine versus, you know, green. Cheating things in with, say, Tooth and Nail or whatever, but this is exactly where I want to be. Seeker of the Way is honestly not an amazing 2-drop in these style of decks, but I think it's still going to be the pick here. I could hedge and take like the Pack Rat or whatever, but Seeker's fine. You do want to have enough 2s, but you're not often going to be able to like instant speed, you know, trigger the Seeker of the Way. So sometimes you just play Seeker on 2, and then honestly, maybe you never attack with it as a 3/3, but ooh, speaking of that sort of Feast and Famine to go along with the Stoneforge Mystic, that is perfect. Now, I hate passing Mana Tithe. It feels so good in these style of decks, but given that I took Stoneforge Mystic early, I think taking the Sword of Feast, or not taking rather, the Sword of Feast in here would just be completely incorrect. It sucks though. Like, there's a part of me that wants to take the Mana Tithe and just try to get a different sword later on, but I think because this is like top 1 or 2 swords, I just have to take it. Good wheels here. Not going to take the Wasteland when we have Gideon, but I think that's a pretty close pick, honestly. Sword of Light and Shadow, not anywhere on my radar. Similar to like the sort of Sinew and Steel is just not very good, and Gideon is hard to deal with. And no surprise here that we wield this, but again, I don't think we want that, and I'm just going to take either the Sorin here or the Tectonic Edge. Sorin's a great splash potential, and white-black has the possibility of being very, very strong, as you see the Tide Hollow Sculler also wheeling. The main thing about going white-black is that you need the fixing, as we, wield the Mutavault, which is kind of nice. Not even going to consider Tangle Wire. The card is cute, but it's not very good. Anyways, as I was saying, you really need the fixing if you're going to go black-white, just because your mana requirements are going to be a little bit sketchy. Oftentimes you have, double, even triple white cards that you're trying to cast alongside the black cards, and so if you don't get your Godless Shrines, your Marsh Flats, your Isolated Chapels, your Shambling Vents, etc., then it's not really good, right? If you're just running a bunch of basics, then a lot harder to do. But great start for a white aggro deck. Feels like white was very open there. We'll just ignore the fact that I first picked Stoke the Flames. Okay, Batterskull is a pretty interesting pickup. I actually don't care for Batterskull all that much in the mono white decks, but I don't think there's too much else here for us anyways. Like, we wield the Mutavault, so I don't need to take Factory early. There are some fine black cards if we want to keep that idea still open. But Charming Prince and Tundra, not really what we want here. So I don't mind taking the Batterskull, but it's just not my favorite card. Okay, some really good pickups here as well. For us, we have the Greaves or the Angel, and let's just take the Avacyn. Love having Avacyn. Avacyn is one of my top-end cards, if not the only top-end card in my aggressive white decks. It just does so much. Grave Titan, Kiki. Some other good cards here, of course, but Miss Archangel Avacyn herself seems very good for what we want to do. Kind of a mulligan of a pick here. Go ahead and take the Elspeth Conquers Death. I'm likely to sideboard this card for starters and then bring it in versus a deck that it's going to be good against, but I don't think we're going to start it in the main. And Kythian, very nice. Passing Rashad and Port, Conclave Tribunal. We do want to get some number of 1-drops, of course. Kythian, one of the best. Oof, what a pack this is. Lightning Bolt, Toxic, Mentor, Inferno Titan. I'm wondering if I just want to take the Journey to Nowhere here over the Monastery Mentor, but I think the Mentor is going to be a little bit higher of a pick. Again, similar with Secret of the Way, oftentimes you're not going to have too many ways to trigger, but we'll have enough, I think, that it's going to be worth it here. And just very easy Council's Judgment, one of the best removal spells in white that you can pick up. Passing Course of Portal, which would be good card draw, but Judgment is just amazing. Like, it deals with anything. And it's nice to have at least a little bit of removal. There actually used to be a funny bug on Magic Online where the person that's casting Council's Judgment, it would never show. It would never show what they chose, and so oftentimes the opponents would accidentally choose, a permanent that the caster had not chosen, and as a result, it would get 2 permanents or whatever instead. Easy Student of Warfare here, another 1-drop. Excellent. And yeah, excellent first pack. Pretty good second pack so far. I don't know how many more 1-drops I could actually get. I guess Mother of Ruins would be the absolute best, and then, like, what else? Isamaru would be very good as well. As we'll just take the Sublime Archangel here. This card is interesting. Oftentimes I feel like it's not correct to run the Sublime, or rather, the Sublime Archangel just not very good, because what you're trying to do in these type of decks is swarm, as opposed to attacking with just one creature. But, I mean, sometimes you get in with a big flyer or whatever. No surprise, we did in fact wield the Mishra's Factory. I'm going to take the Lightning Greaves, although I'm not sure I'm going to play that. Probably not running Engineered Explosive. A lot of other red cards coming around now, but let's stick with the game plan. Let's stick with the exclusively white cards for now. And yeah, looks like might have gotten around 7 or 8 picks out of this pack as well, so we should be coming out of this draft with basically just enough playables, assuming nobody else moved into white. I almost wonder if it's still just worth it to run the Elspeth Conquers Death. Again, the card is certainly amazing. It's just 5 mana is a little bit more mana than I'm super comfortable with. I guess maybe Lightning Greaves is better. I wonder if Batterskull is actually not a play right now. Now that I have Lightning Greaves. Or Schadenport too. Not sure we're going to be running 3 colorless lands. 2 is definitely fine, I think. Although if I... Like in these type of decks, I don't want to run 17 lands, right? I'm usually going to run 15, maybe 16. If I run 3 colorless land, I'd be more tempted to run 17 lands, just because these are kind of like spells. Wield all of the the miracle deck there. Okay, what did we get in the last pack? Very good pack, damn. I mean, Swords to Plowshares jumps out to me immediately, so does like the Venerated Loxodon, but then I noticed that a Smuggler's Copter is in the pack, and that is just the premier 2-drop basically in any aggressive deck. This is just a stacked pack though. I mean, so many different powerful cards that go into so many different powerful archetypes. We should probably wheel one of these white cards. I doubt the Swords wheels, but Flickerwisp or Venerated Loxodon will probably come back around. But easy Smuggler's Copter there for me, and there's the Mom. Very nice, passing just a casual Jace. There's a Marsh Flats, there's a Plateau. Mother of Ruins, though, the perfect 1-drop for this deck. And yeah, first 2 picks have already been very good. Smuggler's Copter, Mother of Ruins. It's exactly what we want to be seeing. Unlike the Giver of Runes, Mother of Runes can actually protect herself. Though I suppose Mother of Runes can't give protection from colorless, which I suppose does come up every once in a while, but not enough to make me take Mother of Ruins behind Giver. Okay, next pick has a Banishing Light and basically nothing else here for us. That's fine, though. Could always use a little bit more removal, since we just have the Council's Judgment and maybe the Elspeth Conquers Death for now, so decent pickup. Goblin Trenches are pretty great. A lot of good cards here, of course, but you shouldn't be surprised seeing good cards. This is Cube, after all. Okay, Mentor of the Meek or a Cloud Goat Ranger. Cloud Goat Ranger is pretty great, but it once again suffers from being a 5-drop. I think I kind of just like taking the Mentor here instead. Really wish we could find some more 1s or 2s for now. Wow, and there we go. Pack has 3 very good cards that I want. The Jite, the Thraben Inspector, and the Elspeth. I think the game plan is to take the Elspeth and probably try to wheel the Thraben. I don't think the Jite is going to come back. But I think Elspeth is just a little bit too good, so gotta take it. And nice! Legion's Landing, another really solid 1-drop for this deck. Perfect. Selfless Spirit, again, pretty darn good. I think I like taking that a little bit more than the Unexpectedly Absent, just because Selfless Spirit is a way to kind of play around Wrath effects. Makes it much harder for your opponent to just have like a Wrath of God Damnation or whatever. It doesn't get around Toxic Deluge, but oftentimes it's going to make your opponent target the Spirit with a removal spell first before they can do anything else, really. Parallax Wave, I don't think so, but Revelark is interesting. Power 2 or less. That's Mom, that's Student, that's Kithian, Mystic, Tithe, Seeker, Spirit, Mentor. Okay. That might be another top-end card we want, and that probably replaces the Conqueror's Death. Wow! To Fairy Wheeling's kind of gross, but easy Venerated Loxodon on the wheel. Oust for the sideboard seems absolutely fine. Don't think we're running that. There's the Cloud Goat. All right, we're hoping for the Thraben Inspector. I think this was the pack, though, so it looks like none of those white cards wheeled. Oh, I know. I guess it was just what? I took the Elspeth, and it was Jite Thraben Inspector, so not surprising that the Jite is gone, but sad that the Thraben Inspector did not get there. Yeah, it looks like a pretty nice 16-lander to me here. Question is, how many of these colorless lands do I want to run? I think we want to play probably both of the attacking lands and then not the port. Like I mentioned before, I'm always tempted to run 17 lands whenever I run lands that have useful activated abilities, but I think this is probably still a 16 land deck. Yeah, and I think I still like running both creatures over the port, although it is kind of close. Alright, looks good. Let's at our 14 planes, save deck, and we will see you back for round 1. Alrighty, here we are for round 1 of this Legacy Cube with our mono-white aggro deck. We are on the draw, which makes this hand close, I think. The only issue is that it really needs to draw 2 lands before. But if I did just draw land off the top, it would be amazing. But I think we can go ahead and mulligan and try to get a little bit safer of a 6. Wow, this is actually worse. It does have the 2 lands, but it is much slower. I don't think I'm going to go to 5, though, so we'll keep this and just pitch the most expensive card in our hand. But not having anything to do on turn 1 or 2 at the moment is, well, not good in this mono-white aggro deck. Tropical Island from the opponent. Okay. No Mana Dork, though, to start. Smuggler's Copter was a good draw. Certainly. I'm still going to need to find a 3rd land to be able to crew it. So the opponent has an Explorer, sure. And looks like the opponent has a pretty nice mana base over there. Okay. Next turn is going to be the moment of truth. I either need to find a creature that can crew the copter, or more ideally a land, so I can just slam the History of Benalia or whatever. Whirler Rogue. That's not too bad for me by itself. Alright, well, it's not ideal, but it is a creature that crews, so... And we are definitely going to crew here, as I need to go and dig for a land. Good. I think here we're going to pitch the Mentor of the Meek. I mean, it's great with Elspeth, but this doesn't seem like a game that's going to be grindy. This game's going to probably end pretty quickly, I would think. Oh, Jesus. Alright, so now we have a problem. Whirler Rogue into opposition. I need to find... Well, I have 2 things to get rid of that, I believe. The... they didn't activate. The Council's Judgment and the Banishing Light. Wow. If we had one of them here, our opponent would have gotten hugely punished, but they didn't activate the opposition. So I think I'm just going to jam the Gideon and see what they do. Okay, they're going to tap the Copter. That's fine. Yep, just tap all of my creatures. Makes sense. Even Mother of Runes isn't very good versus opposition, because if they have enough creatures, they can just tap again in response, right? Okay, no attacks. No plays. We'll see if they start tapping some lands now. They are going to tap the Gideon. I'm not going to crew the Copter in response yet. Okay. Alright, so it looks like they're just going to go mono tap down my creatures. And we actually drew a pretty good one. Lightning Greaves for the Mother of Runes is surprisingly useful here. The opponent might make a mistake too. If they don't attack Gideon next turn, I can Gideon just kill the opposition with the -6 ability. That would be pretty lucky. Kitchen Finks, sure. Let's see if they just go for the tap down, if they correctly attack. Oh, they didn't attack. All right, I think we're going to get the opposition off the board. Amazing. Very good for us. Yes, tap the Copter, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And they're still not tapping my lands. Alright, I mean, guess I'm going to play out the Elspeth. And I don't really have a choice, I just have to exile the opposition. The thing is, the Lightning Greaves on the Mom is... I mean, funny, it actually doesn't do much, right? Because then the Mom can't target herself. Although, I guess we don't need Mom to target herself if she has Lightning Greaves. What am I thinking? We'll just leave it on her. And then, of course, Mom can tap something else down. Yeah, feels like we got very lucky this game. And now the opponent's going to start attacking. That's fine. Okay. So we can block here. Give it pro green. Elspeth takes 4, goes to 1. But they're basically tapped out now. And then I can hit them for a lot of damage this turn. Yeah, I'm going to hit them for a ton of damage. So let's jump the Porcelain Legionnaire. Play the Sublime Archangel. Give the Archangel haste. Crew the Copter with the Soldier. Let's attack for 13 in the air and get to loot. Don't think we need that anymore. And then we'll put the Lightning Greaves back on the Mother Runes. Alright, the opponent just scooped. Good enough for me. Definitely good enough for me. The thing is, Elspeth Conquers Death shouldn't be good versus opposition. Because normally the opponent taps down your lands. So I don't even know if I want to do very much sideboarding here. I don't think any of my other white cards are all that relevant. Oust is like okay. But I think we just run it back and try to get him again for game 2. Okay, here's game 2 of the first round. On the draw once again, and pretty land-heavy hand, but one of them was a Mishra's Factory, so I think I'm going to go ahead and keep it. Though I could definitely see a mulligan. And I don't think we need to lead out with Mishra's Factory. It's scary if they're randomly running a Wasteland. And I'm not attacking turn 2 since we have multiple 2-drops to cast. So some kind of Bant tokeny nonsense. Alright, no plays on turn 2. Ooh, Armageddon now is interesting. Let's lead with the Tithe. It's going to make all of our following turns better. I guess I could have played the Mishra's Factory that turn, but... Shardless Agent into a Wall of Blossoms. Okay. Some value there. I guess now that we have the Armageddon, maybe it's even better not even to play the Mishra's Factory out yet. Yeah, especially since we've drawn a bunch of extra planes anyways. So we'll just play these two and pass. Rampant Growth. Okay, I'm going to be tempted to just fire off an Armageddon next turn. I think I might do it. I think I'm going to fire it off. If they have a counter, it needs to be like Daze or Spell Pierce since we have the Tithe Taker. Nice. And we might as well attack. Because even though the wall can block the Seeker, if they trade for the Tithe Taker, then at least I get a flyer that can start attacking over the ground. Okay. Not bad. I mean, the clock is slow, but it's there. Play out the factory. I guess technically Mutavault was better to play out. Ooh, a Venerated Loxodon. Nice draw. Hopefully they don't have a way to kill my factory in combat. Well, the opponent apparently had a ton of lands. As they have a Knight of Autumn. That's fine. More lands for us. Alright, let's see. Is there any way I can animate first? And then Loxodon? No, I'd be one short. Wonder if I should wait a turn then. No, it feels good enough to play out right now. Make the flyer a 2/2 and make it so that if I cast any non-creature spell, the Seeker can attack into the wall. Alright. So many lands, what the heck. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to get aggressive here. I'm going to go ahead and fire off the Council's Judgment on their Knight of Autumn. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 6 lands left in our 25 card deck. Similarly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Opponent has drawn 9 lands as well. Alright, let's smash in for 6. I guess they would have to jump, so maybe not, they don't even block, just take 10. Alright, even better. Caracas, that doesn't do anything right now. Would ruin a Kithian or Gideon, though. Alright, looks like we got him. Well, it looked like a pretty good Armageddon, but then both players just ended up drawing a million lands anyways, but looks like we were able to utilize our lands a little bit better, and we'll go to round 2. Okay, here we are for round 2 of this Legacy Cube. On the play, since we won the die roll, and... Okay, this is a 1-lander I am happy to keep. Even on the play here, we have 3 1-drops and 3 2-drops. So any 1 land is going to unlock basically everything for us. Gonna lead on Kythian turn 1. And hope to draw a land off the top. But even if we don't, again, we can just keep playing out 1-drops. And we did find the land. Nice. So going to be able to play the Smuggler's Copter here, I think, over like Stoneforge or Spirit. Start crafting a better hand. Opponent with a Journey to Nowhere. Alright, that gets rid of Kythian. That's fine, though. So let's play the Mother of Ruins. Crew the Copter. Attack for 3 and hope to hit a Plains here. Excellent. Let's discard the Student of Warfare. And then let's play the Stoneforge Mystic, go tutoring up. I think we want the Sword of Feast and Famine versus blue-white. Alright, and they just scooped apparently. We will take it. Good enough for me. Yeah, not much sideboarding to be made. I guess Port versus blue-white could actually be very good. I wonder if I just run 17 lands then and run all 3 colorless. What would I take out, though? I guess I could take out the Greaves versus them and still have the Feast and Famine for the Stoneforge to go tutor. That seems okay. I think I really like the Port versus blue-white. And even though we'll be on the draw, I think it's still going to be useful. Presumably, we're still going to be much faster than they are. And let's take a look at our opening hand here. Not too bad. Would love a 1-drop, but certainly not a hand that you can just ship away. Let's go 1-drop off the top. Okay. That's also going to be pretty good, I would think. We'll find out, though. Ooh, that's good for us. Their only second land for the turn was a Horizon Canopy. I don't like seeing the Jite, though. And again, I'm not going to run out the Mutavault since we have the Armageddon in hand. But yeah, them playing the Horizon Canopy means they didn't have a third land. Yeah, and they just pass. Alright, so... I mean, I guess I don't even plan on Armageddoning now, so let's play out the Mutavault. Let's play the Copter pre-combat for prowess triggers. If they counter it, that's fine. Sure, Force of Negation. Getting rid of a Mass Manipulation. Yeah, they weren't going to cast that anytime soon. Okay, there's a third land for them. If they play a creature here, we're just going to Banishing Light the Jite. Ooh, actually, now I kind of want to Banishing Light the Mentor itself. This is an interesting choice here. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to get rid of the Mentor instead of the Jite. And now I wish I hadn't played out the Mutavault, since we drew some extra lands. Would really be ideal here to be able to Armageddon and then play Mutavault as my first land for the turn. As they play a Brawl, okay. Oh, I mean, that's way too good, right? I have to play Avacyn first here before Wrathing. And let's attack for 2. They are almost certainly not going to block. And if their best play next turn is to equip the Jite and attack with the Brawl, well, then we flash in the Avacyn and then Armageddon them, GG. Alright, let's fade the counter. If they do have a counter, we're going to lose. Ooh, but they did not. Alright, we get to eat the Brawl. They do get 2 counters on the Jite, but that's not going to really matter. Like, they can finish off the Seeker of the Way if they want to. but yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Let's attack with both. Not gonna animate the Mutavault here. No plays. Okay. I wanted to see if they did something first before firing off the Armageddon, which is why I did it like this. But technically I do miss 1 damage here. But, I mean, if this Armageddon resolves, they're just going to lose anyways. All right, and easy peasy. That's a quick 2-0. Let's see if we can get the last round for a trophy. All right, here is the third and final round. We have won the die roll. We have a pretty bad opening hand by our deck standards. 3 lands, but it's going to be a mulligan. Nothing to do until turn 3 is just way too slow. And oh yeah, this hand is, wow, infinitely better. I think here we pitch the Seeker of the Way, and we are off to the races. Turn 1 landing, turn 2 Stoneforge or Tithe Taker. Probably going to go with the Stoneforge to thin out the deck, but that is a great curve. Actually, I guess I'm going to play Tithe Taker, as my plan is to curve out and attack. Either way, great hand. I think the opponent might be mulliganing here. Yeah, so both players currently on 6. I guess they're taking a look. Maybe they want to go to 5. Nope, they keep their 6. Turn 1, 1/1 lifelink. It's too good. Verdant Catacombs. All right. We would have been able to get them there. If they didn't fetch in response, they wouldn't be able to fetch on their turn. Not that that matters. It only, I guess if they had a shock, then they'd have to pay 2 life if they wanted to play something untapped the next turn, but okay. Blue, black. I am worried that they're going to be running more powerful cards than me, but let's just go grab the Sword of Feast and Famine. Hopefully they don't toxic me next turn. Ah, Esper. Ashiok. Okay. Ashiok ate my Archangel, Avacyn, and Monastery Mentor. We did draw a land here, which means... That's interesting. Oh, it's super tempting just to transform the Legion's Landing this turn. But I could also equip the sword. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. We'll put out the sword, equip it, and I think we're hitting face, and then just going to use the Council's Judgment on their Ashiok. Make them discard, untap my lands. Forest? Okay, well, I was not expecting that. And hope they don't have a Wrath, because now I don't have the Legion's Landing untapped. Or rather, transformed. Urza, Lord. Okay, that's fine. Much less of an issue than the... than a Wrath would be here. I guess we re-equip the sword to the Tithe Taker and attack with everybody now. That is not what I meant to do. I needed to wait until the trigger resolved. Whoops. Yeah, so that was just a misplay. I tapped my lands there. Now I don't even get to play out my Smuggler's Copter. For some reason, I thought my Tithe Taker was guaranteed to get through, but That was just a big old mistake, which could end up costing me. Man, that's costing me big that I didn't have Smuggler's Copter on the battlefield here. Alright, well, let's tap out pre-combat now. And if they block with Urza, great. If they don't block, great. We have the combo of Adanto now with Mentor of the Meek, so if they don't block here, then I get to untap my lands, make a 1/1, and draw a card at the end of their turn. Alright, looks like they're just going to Inquisition for information and then probably concede would be my guess. Yep, alright. So, did make a slight mistake there. Kind of awkward, for sure. I don't know what I was thinking. I floated my mana thinking that my lands were going to untap immediately on attacks, but... I think this is another match where we do want the port. And once again, what was it that I took out last time? The Lightning Greaves? Yeah, I think we can probably cut the Lightning Greaves and go to game number 2 here. Also possible I should have brought in the Elspeth Conquers Death, as we look at a pretty weak hand. 5 lands, too many. Let's ship it, and we're going to keep this one for sure. Pitch at Plains. Turn 1 landing, turn 2 maybe port them. Hopefully slow them down a bit. Ooh, they might have Inquisition if they're fetching. Oh, no, they're just getting F6 value. Okay. Bitter Blossom, interesting. So they want to play the scary game versus me. Oh no! Well, given the fact that I cut my Lightning Greaves and I'm not wearing Batterskull, this is actually just a 2 mana 1/2 that lets me play Feast of Famine for 2. So I think it's better off just to port their C here. Spellskite, okay. Alright, let's run out the Mentor. Pass. Oko! Oh boy. Well, this game doesn't look very close, as our Mentor now becomes a sadly lowly elk. They are missing land drops, though. So let's play the Mystic out. And now that I've not fetched anything, they can pretty much ascertain I don't have the... or I already have the sword in my hand. But let's go back to trying to mess with their mana. Still like tapping the black over the green. And unfortunately, they just ripped. Now they made their fairy a 3/3. Okay, no blocks from me. Turn 2 Bitter Blossom into an Oko. Not great. I don't even know what my game plan is here. It's not a bad draw for an elk. I suppose I just sword. They can turn the sword into an elk as well. Oh, do they have a counter? Ha, they do. And that might honestly be the game over now. I think I do attack everything at Oko just to transform my landing. Though, obviously, it's not a great attack. It doesn't really do that much. And now this time we'll go ahead and tap their forest down instead. Yeah, it's probably too late now to even draw my Council's Judgment or whatever. Kithian. Alright, let's try to resolve the Sublime Archangel. Okay, let's resolve Kithian. Problem is the Bitter Blossom just provides so many chumpers for them, and it looks like they might even just have more removal here too, to Hero's Downfall. Alright, good enough for me to scoop. So it looks like we're playing some Sultai nonsense here. And yeah, I guess I'll bring in the Elspeth Conquers Death now. I wonder if I even should just cut the Stoneforge if I only have the Sword of Feast and Famine. That probably seems okay. Try it like this. Alright, on the play here, Game 3 of the finals. Let's take a look at our opening hand, and it is awful. 4 lands, but a 4-drop, 5-drop, 5-drop, and down to 6 we go. A better 6, but still not ideal. Let's keep this, and I guess this time let's pitch the Elspeth Conquers, since our game plan looks to probably just be Armageddon. Hopefully we don't get Inquisitioned or whatever. Ponder turn 1. Okay. I'd rather them do that than have Inquisition. And hopefully we draw something relevant next turn. Alright, we're going to go ahead and just banish that. Oof. Another land is not good. Ashiok. Gross. Student of Warfare and 2 planes. We drew a Porcelain Legionnaire, which is at least something, but now I cannot Armageddon this turn. So the hope is that they don't have anything to do here, which, I mean, seems pretty unlikely. Wow, what did they eat? History and 2 planes again. Ooh, Inquisition bricks, though. And if they don't have another play, we just get to Armageddon and maybe win. That would be great. If they don't have another play here, we get to attack and kill the Ashiok. And then Armageddon GG. This could be interesting. Alright. So they might be holding up a mana leak here, would be my guess. Let's go ahead and go to attack the Ashiok. See if it dies. Is it possible they forgot about the Tithe Taker too? I'm still worried that they could have Armageddon here. Or sorry, that they could have Mana Leak here. But I guess I'm going to go for it. Force it. I'm guessing it's just Mana Leak for 3. Oh! Slaughter Pact my 3... And they're just giving up. They had nothing to beat it. Excellent. All right, and that's how you 3-0 a Legacy Cube, ladies and gentlemen. That was pretty fun. Wow. Yeah, super nice. Didn't pull off the perfect 3-0, 6-0, but nice little mono white deck there. Armageddon coming in clutch. Thanks for watching. This Legacy Cube Draft with me here on the Card Kingdom YouTube channel. Go check out all of our other videos here. At least one a week. We'll see you guys next time.